Hi there. Welcome to the show. My name is Dean, and we're back for yet another fun-filled day of excitement. And we got lots of excitements. Lots of excitements. Now I sound like one of them. Use guys. Lots of excitements. Anyway, welcome to the program. Lots going on today. Let's meet who's in. First of all, Bondzee is in Nicaragua. He is back. He's back. He had a couple weeks off because he had to get his shit together, and he was moving back to Nicaragua.
Did you ever
to run
get
away
a doctor
from
to look
himself,
at your
and then
nuts?
he gets there and all that stuff. We'll get to it coming up in a minute. But he's back. Happy to see Bondzee. Ryan Lindley, he's back as well. Sheeple's Shepherd Podcast is where you can find him, and Ryan Lindley on Twitter, at Ryan Lindley. And, of course, Lachlan Cross, he's back, too. Everyone's back today.
Welcome back,
at Lachlan Cross on Twitter, 95.7 Cruise FM, as he's the morning show host of The Locker Room. How are we today, gentlemen?
Yeah,
we've
nice
got
to be
another
back.
show going. Bonzee's in a different country. You got some color, I see. It's the benefit of being in a warm climate, Bonds.
It is. Every morning,
And
7
high blood
a.m., we
pressure.
get up, we go hit the beach. We do, it works out to about a 3.5, 4-kilometer walk.
Yeah.
And I got to be careful right now because I'm on medication that makes me super sensitive to sunlight. So we go out early in the morning. We spend the time in the sun then, get some exercise, and then
Anti-Buse or
What
something.
drug are you on that makes you sensitive to the sun?
I don't know what it's called. I'm on it for some of the ailments that were ailing me that I came home to get fixed. So
Like what? Well, what drug? What do you want it for? What
Is
do you
it an
want
antibiotic? A lot of
anti-sunlight
those
drugs
do it.
for?
I don't know what it's not an antibiotic. It's to help with an issue that's going on in my blood. So it makes me sensitive to sunlight, and it makes me sensitive to alcohol as well, which is kind of a good thing because
I said it was
keeps me-
anti-Buse. Said he was on anti-Buse. I knew it.
Yeah, it keeps me a little more responsible down here and not out getting wasted every night like the old days here.
It's what they give to really, really heavy-duty alcoholics so that every time they drink, they get sick.
Yeah,
I've
it's
known
called-
guys that drink through it, though. Bondzee, if there's anybody out there that can drink through it, you can.
Yeah,
It's called Anti-Buse. It's a pill that when you take alcohol, it mixes poorly with alcohol when it's in
Yeah.
your system, so you vomit violently. Is that what you're on?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Listen, I'm able to have some drinks.
It
It's
is.
just it's harder for your liver to process, and the other medication that I'm on is hard on the liver. So the doctor just recommended to watch myself and kind of take it easy. So, and that's fine.
I
Well,
love
it's a
that
good
we're all
thing
at that
you're-
age where we sit down and talk with our pals and we go through the list of medications he's on.
I used to pride myself up to like 3 months ago that I never took a pill for anything, and now
Yeah.
it's like, holy fuck, I'm an old man.
Pill factory.
You know
Sorry,
what?
Locke, go ahead.
You know what? I just think it's good that you're in Nicaragua, where there's like a good, real strong medical system, and
You joke, Lachlan, but there really is, believe it or not.
there?
There's
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
there is. Yeah.
your internet's better there than it was in Arizona. So who fucking knows?
Yeah, it's pretty surprising. There is a good medical system here. Now, in San Juan, no. You got to go about 2 hours north to the capital in Managua, and there's amazing hospitals up there that are.
So when you're having a heart attack, it'll be just 2.5 hours away. That's great.
I'm probably dead if I have a heart attack here in
Yeah.
town, but that's not.
You're
gonna
not
happen.
stopping that, though, dude. Like, this is the thing with you, is that you have to understand this one thing. You do not control when you die. You might die down there. And
Yeah,
you might
I know.
die when you come back. You might die on the plane on the way home. You could have died like probably 400 times when you're in the States with that cop that was chasing you because you insulted his wife.
See, Dean's having a good day.
So, yeah, I'm having a great day. but so don't worry about that shit. You're just in
I
a little
wouldn't worry about
town.
it either.
Yeah, no, you're gonna be fine. Your little town. Like, what's the town that you're in right now? What's the name
It's
of
called
it?
San Juan del Sur. It's in Nicaragua. It's about half an hour from the Costa Rican border, so really close to Costa Rica. It's real easy to get here. It's actually most people that come here fly to the north of Costa Rica, Liberia, and then take the hour drive to the border, hop the border, and you're half an hour here. So it's pretty smooth. It's a great little tourist town. It's also a cruise ship port here. Tons of great people, and this is my, I think, 5th year that I've been coming here. And lived here on and off for close to 4 years. So owned a bar here on the ocean back in the day, sold that. Then I ran a bar Managed it for my buddy from Vancouver. I did fishing boat tours here. I was the captain, believe it or not. I used to captain a boat out on that ocean. Caught some great fish here, and it's a wonderful town. I really do love it here.
A lot of expats there, too, because you sent us this. I'm a little worried about you. Bondzee is back. At Bondzee Live on Twitter is where you can find him. And you can also catch him on YouTube, Tripping with Bondzee.
Yep.
He does a bi-weekly podcasting a couple a week.
Weekly, 3 shows a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday night at 9.
Monday,
PM.
Wednesday, Friday night at 9 is when you can catch them, but you can go and subscribe on YouTube. You sent this to us. And listen, by the way, following you has been incredible. Throughout the United States, watching you get in a series of skirmishes with people and have to leave whatever town you were in.
That happened
Where that
once
happened.
with
Texas
Reggie
it
the
happened.
cop.
Texas
Didn't
it
happen
happened
in
at the
Texas.
restaurant. Remember that? You almost got in a scrap with those
the police.
rednecks. And then you went to L.A. and then Dredgy wanted to kill you because you insulted his wife. Well, how long did it take you to get into a fight with this lady that you sent us this clip? This is like a little picture, and it was sent to your Facebook. You sent it to us. A friend of yours named Jackie sent you this. This is from someone, and it is about you. It says, "Fuckface is in town.
Yeah,
He
I'm
gonna be
fuckface.
sorry he messed with this gal."
Yeah.
Who is this, and why is she calling you a fuckface 2 days into your visit to the
Nicaragua.
San Juan del Sur?
He said
Yeah.
San Juan Sewer.
San
on
Juan
the
del
border,
Sur.
On
Hooers.
the border of Listeria,
Hooers?
he said.
San Juan del Sur?
Listen, it's for those who know the show and followed me when I first started on the bus back in the United States. She was my personal driver / videographer, etc. And I kicked her off the bus about 3 or 4 weeks into the trip. Wasn't going well. We weren't jiving, and I nicely asked her to leave. Turns out she's here in town. She's still a little upset with Bondzee, and she posted on her Facebook last night that fuckface, being me, is in town, and I'm going to be sorry I messed with her.
Why'd she throw the popcorn?
Well, because get your popcorn ready, I guess. You know,
yeah.
this thing is 55 years old, by the way. It's not like she's a teenager, like in her early 20s.
Is that the pronoun she prefers?
This thing?
Probably.
Thing?
Yeah. About as good as it gets. Listen, she's upset still. I'm not sure why. I'm not going to lose any sleep
I think
over it.
thing
But
is next to binary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dealing with the stories from you is like pulling teeth. So we're gonna dissect this a bit.
Sure.
Every time we hear this part, but we don't hear how it got. Oh, I threw her off the bus, but then she did this and that. Why did you throw her off the bus, Bondzee?
Well, she was
like
a
I
pain
said,
in the ass.
Is that why?
Sleeping in till 11
dude,
o'clock, and I'm trying
vouch.
to work.
Let me vouch for you here, Bondzee. Let me take the
I
story
was
over.
gonna say,
So
let's
I'll
get
fill
the
in
whole
a couple
story.
of blanks.
Yeah.
So, do you remember when he started out on his bus trip to nowhere in the United States, where it was like the great run away from yourself tour 2000? It was like a midlife crisis. So he buys a Prevost and he goes and he enlists this woman. Who was just listen, is she gonna watch this podcast? Yes or no?
I don't know the answer to
Maybe.
that question.
She looked a little trailer piggy. So he invites this lady onto the thing.
That's the pronoun.
And he goes
That's a
hard
better
to
pronoun.
work. And she's like takes advantage of him and the ride and the bus, doesn't do any of his work. He's calling me at like 1 o'clock in the morning going, I got to get this person off my bus. This was a terrible idea. You guys were right for 4 straight weeks when you told me not to bring her. And I'm like, yeah, we know.
I do recall us saying it was a bad idea
Yes.
from the get-go. I mean,
Right.
as
Okay.
soon as you described what you were planning with this woman, I said, and
Terrible
we could go
idea.
back and pull tape on this. I said, Bondzee, have you thought this through?
So you're just shedding dead weight, then, is what you were doing.
I
Like,
was
it
shedding dead
just-
weight.
But
Essentially.
he was
And-
really nice about it. Like he called
I
me.
was.
We talked about how to do it. He was really, really cool about it. Sorry,
Apparently.
Bondzee. I just wanted to interject on your behalf because no one does for you. We usually just kick your teeth in and then we let you
Yeah,
go.
it's
So
kinda
I'm just
nice.
helping you out here. Yeah,
Mhm.
you're welcome.
It just took me to come to a third world country to get Dean to like me and say nice things about me.
No, hold on. I will defend Dean. Dean likes you. He just thinks you're a fucking idiot.
I don't think it's an idiot. He thinks I'm crazy. But
No,
half of
I
that
don't
is
think
like-
you're crazy. I think that you are unique. I think you're
a good word.
incredibly unique.
Yeah, I'll take that.
That's your pronoun.
Yeah, I'm unique.
Unique.
Listen,
You need to
I
add
don't
that to your
understand
Twitter
where the
account.
hate's coming from. We did talk after she left. She was a little upset that she did leave some dirty laundry on the bus, and I wasn't fucking touching it. And she wanted it sent back. And I didn't send it back. And so I think she was still upset about that.
Is this mad that you didn't send her luggage that she left on the bus?
Yeah, like just a couple of dirty pairs of gross panties and shit that I wasn't touching, and some short shorts and a
pretty
bra.
big panties too, by the way. Like, yeah, we don't want to touch
She's
them.
not a big girl, to be honest with you.
Small.
She's got jumbo tatas. But listen, the fact is I wasn't touching her dirty shit, and I didn't send it back to her. So I got to town. I saw her at
That's
one of the
her own
bars.
fault, by the way,
It
for
is
getting
her
her
own
shit.
fault.
Yes.
You know,
Should have
I'm
taken
not-
your stuff.
I'm not her fucking babysitter or
Got the
caretaker.
same problem Bondzee
right.
does, leaving everything all over the place. I guess.
Yeah. So listen, I saw her 3 times over the weekend and last night, and I ignored her. I didn't say hello. I didn't go out of my way to even speak to her. And then this morning, that post was brought to my attention. I'm not friends with her on Facebook anymore. I blocked her, so I didn't see it.
That'll show her.
But it was brought to my attention. And listen, so I'm not down here to cause any shit. I don't want any trouble.
Right.
So the police were notified. My lawyer down here is notified, and you know,
He runs
just to
the
be
juice
safe.
stand too.
The
And
lawyer
so,
runs the pineapple juice stand. in
This country of Nicaragua
Juan
does
Patro
not.
del Hur, Nicaragua.
Yeah. This
Right on the
country
border
does
of
not.
Listeria.
This country does not take very kindly to people threatening other people in this country. It can get her in a lot of trouble. So my lawyer's on notice, the police are on notice, and now she's been told from one of my best friends here that, hey, you probably shouldn't have done that. Bondzee's contacted the right, authorities and stuff, and nothing
scared of her?
happened. So I'm not scared of her.
Why'd you call the cops then? If you're not scared, that's
just
what an
because-
anti-vaxxer would ask.
Just because I don't want, like, if something does happen, now it's documented and it's all over the place, and she'll
smart.
be going down. Yeah.
Are you afraid of her? Like, are you afraid that she's going to come into your house and, I don't know, take a dump in your pillowcase?
Steal your
or-
underwear.
No,
Yeah.
I am not afraid of her. She is
Okay.
here with a fella that is not her husband, and I don't know what the situation is, but he's already sent me a message on my phone trying to get my attention and stuff, and saying, "Hey, why are you ignoring us?"
All right.
I
Now we're
ignored
getting
him.
to the dirt. Now we're getting, like
See?
Ryan was
And-
saying. Now we're getting to the dirt. Go ahead. Sorry.
And
Ryan's
she's also
right.
been coming here
gotta-
for many, many years, and she's got contacts here. And listen, some of these Nicaraguan people who are fine individuals like to make money on the side for doing certain things. So
Careful.
Like kicking your ass?
But like
Will
kicking
someone
my
come and-
ass. So
Yeah.
I don't want to be walking home one night after supper or whatever
Getting
and
your ass kicked all
getting
the
my
time.
ass kicked on the streets of San Juan del Sur. It's just not what I'm here for, you know?
San
No,
So-
Juan
I didn't
sewer.
think you went down there to get your ass kicked by a bunch of
No.
locals for $50.
No. So that's where we're at with that.
Good.
I am not scared of her. I think the situation, I handled it properly. I've ignored her. I didn't respond. And I just went and dealt with it through the proper channels.
So these
Yeah, here's
messages
the
that
thing.
this guy sent you, are they threatening or were they just inquisitive?
Inquisitive. He just says, why didn't you say hello to us? And I've never met this guy. We're not friends on Facebook. So it came through as, hey, do you accept this or block it? And I just deleted it. I didn't even engage.
Oh,
You know what's interesting about this, and I think if anybody's just tuning
Everything?
in, everything. The one thing that people that might be new to the Dean Blundell podcast and this Bondzee experience, which we are all fucking fascinated
All about.
with,
Love it.
and we love this. The thing is, right now, the three of us outside of Bondzee could sit down, grab a piece of paper, and write down our predictions about what's going to happen before we talk to him next week. And all of us will be wrong.
I am in.
And it will be something none of us expected.
Yep.
And it will be spectacular.
Yeah.
And I don't
But
even want to
unsurprising.
think about it right now. But then on Wednesday, when we're chatting with him next week, it'll be go, fuck, why didn't I guess that they were going to put a coconut in his
The
ass?
Bondzee chaos pool.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
the new
Yeah.
It's like the death pool, but with Bondzee.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bonds.
Okay,
The new
I got
fella-
coconut. Someone's going to jam a coconut up his ass. I got
You
that.
write that down. Bonds, go ahead.
The new fella that she is with, he didn't
Is
send
it
me
coconut
threatening messages,
jammer?
but on her message calling me fuckface and saying
That's
I've
his
messed
lawyer.
with the wrong gal, he was like 100%. Yeah, he did. So,
Yeah.
it's childish. It's a little much. I'm almost 50. I'm not here to fuck around. I'm here to work my ass off, provide you fine fellas and our listeners with some great content, and that's all
Right.
I'm here for. Not here to
Exactly.
cause trouble and getting to fights. You know.
Yeah,
If
but
it
you know what I
comes
find?
your way, though, we will enjoy
every minute.
The fallout of it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We'll fucking bathe in it. But listen, I do have to tell you this, is that I think it's in the way you deal with certain things. The reason why this follows
Dean,
you around. I don't
do
think
not
you're a bad person.
complicate this.
Okay, so sorry. Yeah,
Don't
we're just gonna wait for you to
complicate
fucking
these
fail
I'm not a
and we'll
bad
laugh.
person at all. In fact, when I got here over the weekend, and I hate to brag and stuff, but I'm gonna for a second, I was
Attaboy.
welcomed with open arms. I felt like Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt walking around here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. Get hugs and kisses, and Bondzee's here. A guy stopped his truck in the middle of the street, gets out, runs over, Bondzee, yeah, so glad you're back. Then gets back in his truck, parks it, and comes and buys me a drink. And that happened a lot everywhere I went. So, listen,
Bondzee,
people love me here.
We love you.
This is a strange little
You're
thing I
not telling
didn't
us
see coming.
anything. We're not
Yeah.
surprised by this at all.
No.
We love you. We
This
know
isn't-
you're an affable young man. We know that you enjoy having a good time.
Yes.
We know that you're a legend in one Matro del Hur.
Yeah.
We know that you stone bars there. We know all the, and he's
Yeah.
right. Like Locke is 100% right. What I'm suggesting is that possibly the way you deal with conflict might be your problem, and it's not that it follows you around. It's just that when you get into it, you choke it to death like JoJo the Idiot Circus Kid. It's like,
But
fuck, what
I
do I gotta
don't
do?
like conflict. I don't look for conflict, and I don't handle conflict very well. I tend to ignore
know.
it and walk away from it. So
Right.
That's
Well, I'm saying this is a
sometimes
good one to
that's
deal
not
with.
a-
Like,
yeah.
instead of calling the cops on this lady, maybe having a nice conversation with people that you know, saying, "Hey, I just don't feel like dealing with this," because I think there's an escalation here where this woman posts something on Facebook, and let's keep in mind, the quality of individual that spends years on end hiding from the government in Nicaragua, not you, her. You're going to have to expect that crazies are down there, right? Like the average individual that goes, it's time to take the whole family to Nicaragua for an indefinite period of time. Probably not a character person. So I highly doubt that you're.
Not that you shouldn't be hanging around with these people.
no,
Please
I mean, listen,
continue
there
this.
is some great people here and great families
Absolutely.
that have been here before
Are
and are
hiding
new
from the
here
law,
now.
which
from the law. Yeah. It
Yeah.
doesn't-
Daddy, why are we
whole
still at the
families.
beach?
shut up! I'm trying to bury your mother.
It's not like that here.
Yeah,
Though I
all right.
have met some fugitives on the run in my past years here that
Yeah.
some fellas from the United States were down here hiding from the law. Funny
Yeah.
enough, neither one of those two fellas is here anymore, and we're both subsequently caught and now in prison. So
Yeah.
you can run, but you can never hide fully.
Well, exactly. And I'm glad that you're down there experiencing life still. The weather's nice. I get your beach videos. Found out you were on the show today from Twitter. It's like, hey, catch me on the show today. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess Bondzie's on the
I
program.
guess Bonzee's
Happy
coming
you're here.
in.
Well, I
Coming in
have been
hot
on every Wednesday
in
for a
his
year
salmon
now,
shirt.
so
I know.
it was just a hunch.
No, happy that you're back, and you're missing a lot of fun up here. Your boy Theo Fleury, did you see him? You interviewed him, like 3-4 months ago, and he
I
was
did,
actually pretty cool. It was about how he survives
good
pedophilia
guy.
and all that stuff. Now that this whole trucker thing is going on, I want to play a video for you because we all know that this convoy is not a trucker convoy. We know these people are not truckers. We got lots of this stuff to get to today. So one of the things that I found really interesting is your boy Theo was an absolute fucking hammer job. And he did it on Fox News, where I think a couple of weeks ago when they first started talking about this stuff, Theo insinuated that there were like 50,000 trucks and 1.4 million people. Do you guys remember that? Let me jog
Yeah.
your memory. This is from
Yep.
Fox News and Laura
But
Ingram.
in your estimation, as a Canadian, that would be a mistake?
Yes, very much so. Basically for the last 2 years, we've had a prime minister who has vaccine derangement syndrome where every day he stands up at the stump and that's all he talks about. He doesn't talk about the economy. He doesn't talk about the supply chain. He doesn't talk about, us losing our rights, lockdowns, nothing. It's just straight vaccines. But what's happening, Laura, is right now in Canada, we have one of the biggest revolutions happening, and you probably haven't heard about it because nobody's talking about it. But right now there's 50,000 truckers and about 1.4 million people headed to the Parliament in Ottawa, and they're going to stay there until Trudeau resigns or they give us back all of our freedoms and rights. You know, when you separate people, it's easy to, create power through separation. But
Blah
but
blah
like I
blah
said,
blah blah. Whatever. Fuck on. Shut up. So do you remember that? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
That little tidbit, Lock. Do you remember that? By
I'll
the way,
help you
Theo
move,
Fleury.
Theo.
Theo Fleury, Alberta guy. Sorry. Sorry.
Convoy's
Anyway.
from Alberta too, right?
Yeah. Oh, the whole thing. Yeah, everybody's from Alberta.
Everything's from
There
Alberta.
isn't one person from any other province.
I thought it was Western Ontario, you cocks.
No, it's Alberta and Quebec. Anyway, so CNN has been fact checking this whole thing, and you know what? There's going to be a lot of people in the comments section that go, CNN. I've had this fact checked by Lead Stories, Martin Schenk. I've had this fact checked by a bunch of people. 8,000 people showed up to that rally, not 1.4 million. How many trucks? Max 122 trucks. Max 500 vehicles. Max. Fact. I don't
How
make
many
shit
are
up.
left?
Like
Like
a
300?
couple dozen, few dozen. Big trucks, big rigs, and they're not moving them. They just parked them and said, fuck, whatever. Anyway, CNN fact-checked the whole thing, like the amount of people that were there, the people that said what, like Joe Rogan. Remember, he was on this, and when he
Yeah.
had Peterson on, he's like,
What's
big
his name?
insurrection, fuck that country, right? You remember that?
English guy. What's his name? He was saying shit too. One
Oh,
with the
Piers
podcast.
Morgan.
No. The actor, the English funny guy.
Can we not stop?
Ricky
this?
Gervais.
Sorry. No.
no.
Nah,
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
think of
figure
it.
it
Go
out.
ahead.
It comes to you.
Keep going.
So here's the deal. CNN fact check it. Organizers claimed in January the convoy had grown to tens of thousands of trucks, even though the number was around 50,000. Others repeated the 50,000 figure. Theo Fleury, retired hockey star, is a frequent critic of Trudeau, said on Fox in late January there were 50,000 truckers heading to Ottawa. Rogan, who's been criticized for this show's role in promoting COVID-19 misinformation, said on his show late January that the convoy involved apparently some insane amount of people, like 50,000 trucks. Larger figures like 80,000 or 100,000 trucks swirled on social media. Now, after this has all been debunked, they contacted people. Rogan could not immediately be reached for comment. This is fucking stunning. When Fleury was asked for comment about how he repeated the false 50,000 truckers claim on Fox, he emailed them a reply, which he attacked CNN and the Trudeau government and said, quote, ever heard of a little thing called marketing? It worked.
Shocker.
Ladies and gentlemen, Theo Fleury is a terrible human being. Theo Fleury is a liar. Theo Fleury is mentally and emotionally extremely unwell.
I
And
think
Theo
that's
Fleury
important
needs
highlight.
to have an intervention in his life. He
I
needs
think-
someone to come along and say, Theo, see this
Yeah.
jacket that buckles up in the back? I want you to put both your arms in it and come with me. We're going to help you, because he is fucked. You know where he is now? He's in something called sedition territory. He's in sedition and traitor territory. I had a couple of conversations today with people who understand this from a few different angles. And there are several people, in fact, more than that are currently in the barrel of the government and law enforcement that have organized this and have upset an entire country to try and make this a little whiter and a little more Jesus-y and a little less gay. That is what our friend Theo Fleury is all about. He is a liar. Everyone in this group is a liar. And your boy Theo, Bondzee, is full of shit. And I'll tell you why he's full of shit. He's emotionally damaged. And he has sucked up this information for a long period of time. And the history he has as a survivor of sexual assault at the hands of his hockey coach have legitimately damaged him probably forever.
I think too that I
Opposition
think
to authority.
his drug use also
Yeah.
over the years, which is
Alcohol,
well
drugs.
documented, it may also have played maybe a part in where he's at. You know, with how he's disseminating information. He is clearly, based on, I went in and read a bunch of his tweets. He's flirting with it. He's not full on, but he has definitely been influenced by the QAnon.
Oh, yeah.
Side
He
of
is
it.
for sure.
Oh, he's not influenced by it. He
Pushing it.
advocates it.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
doesn't say QAnon because everybody around the world will go, well, then he's crazy. So one of the tactics of this group is to not repeat the real crazy stuff out loud. Unfortunately for Fleury, he can't emotionally deal with this. So when CNN says, "Hey, by the way, you're wrong," just wanted to get a comment. Why did you say there were 1.4 million and 50,000 trucks and there was a revolution happening? And his answer, have you ever heard of a little thing called marketing?
Yeah.
That is not a Canadian. That is a fucking enormous piece of shit.
Why would that? I mean, like, it's egregious, and I get that, but why would that be something that would get him into the sedition or the traitor conversation and legal hot water? I don't understand how that.
Great question.
How we make that jump? Lots of people lie on Facebook all the time.
Sure. This is insurrection, right? We're out of this being about truckers. Are we safe to say? This is about a group of people that, like, if you've read the Memorandum of Understanding and if you've looked at the fake trucker convoy manifesto, it is all about charging people with war crimes under the Geneva Convention and the Nuremberg Code and then going to hang them. And they name names and every single person. That's what he thinks is going on. That is deeply threaded through the QAnon universe, which is why he's espousing these views. So there's that. Now, that in itself isn't terrible. But when you absolutely, because it is in this country illegal to scream fire in a fucking movie theater. That is what he did. And not only did he announce that this was happening, he lied about what was going on and why to hurt Canadians and this country while working with foreign agents.
And then admitted it.
Exactly.
He literally admitted it.
Yes.
Is that traitor, sedition?
Absolutely.
If not directly, it's conspiracy to commit, or it's aiding and abetting.
Bingo.
So
he's on the fucking clock.
I'm not trying to get him. I'm not trying to get him off. I'm just saying I think that's a really serious accusation.
Oh, dude,
for what he's done, it's a very serious accusation to suggest that. I mean, when you're throwing around words like sedition, I think you have to be careful about what his contribution was.
His contribution to this was helping plan it, being the mouthpiece for it, lying about it to get the Trojan horse into Ottawa so they could continue to do what they're doing.
All right.
He's always been about it.
Sedition is a very, like, when you're, that's an
exciting word.
It is. I just don't know if it applies here for me. I'm not there.
I've been told
yet.
it does.
Hey, Bondzee, with this conversation that you had with Fleury.
I've had two amazing interviews with Theo Fleury, and that's what I was going to say. And it's too bad he's kind of like this, because on the flip side of Theo being kind of hardcore and QAnonish and all this, I had two awesome interviews with him and great conversations, even before and after the actual interviews. And Theo is a pretty nice, down-to-earth guy, but when he gets his mindset on some of these things in the QAnonish world, he gets fucking pretty deep and heavy into them and really pours his whole heart into it, which sucks that he's got this kind of persona now. Half the country fucking hates him because they think he's all crazy.
Way more than half.
Way more than half.
Maybe it is more than half now. But it wasn't, especially almost 2 years ago when I first interviewed him.
No, he was a hero.
Now with the pandemic and everything, he's gone a lot more. He's probably got a lot more haters.
Did you feel it? Did you feel? Did he slip up and go down that path in the interviews you had with him?
Nope, not once. And it was also the way I steered it too. I didn't have Theo Fleury on my shows either time to talk about pandemics and QAnon shit and this and that. You know what I mean? We were there. The first time was just to interview him, talk hockey and his career and what he went through, good and bad. And he was very open and honest. The second time was more so about the Chicago Blackhawks and the thing that happened there, and Theo being part of that organization, and he went through the same thing. That was more so what we got into the second time. I never picked up on any of the craziness that sort of is following Theo around now. You know what I mean?
And you know what that points?
Nice way to say it.
Yeah, you know what that points to? That points to the fact that he can control himself, meaning he knows what he's doing. So when he's in an interview about hockey, he can keep it to hockey. He's not continuously spewing this stuff. So this isn't as this shouldn't be laid as much on mental illness as it is intent. He's intentful on on this opinion of his and having it spread out there. Because if he wasn't able to control himself, when Bondzee would have said, "What do you think about the Blackhawk scandal?" Well, I think fucking there's a highway with babies being pumped under a fucking Pizza Hut, and like it would have been, he would have, but he knows how to control it.
He could have used my platform to talk about it, and stuff, and he chose not to, and didn't, and we had a very nice conversation, actually. So
yeah, your interview with him, you would have never known that he was a fucking seditious whack.
No, and so much so that after your interview with him, I put out an article like saying, hey, kind of, leave Theo alone. Like, the dude is clearly mentally unstable, and he has reasons to hate authority because of how he was treated during his junior hockey career.
And
right?
we've said that from day one when we've talked about Theo. It's come up every single time. That
not part of the conversation anymore.
Yeah,
though.
there is an understanding of in our minds about where he might be, and just based on, well, it's like anything, right? If you grow up in a certain environment and you're on a certain path in life, and authority just keeps shitting on you, your authority figures, it's gonna impact how you think about that moving forward. Absolutely.
Sure, and I've got that allowance. I think we all had that allowance for him. Like the runway that guy had for crazy. Yeah. Well, because you don't want to go, fuck, the guy was like a sexual assault victim. He was an advocate, still is for so many people. But like there's this untouchable air around that guy because of what he's been through, where people are afraid to be honest. Like, tell a fucking story like it is. He legitimately sent CNN an email and called his lie on Fox News, "Ever heard of a little thing called marketing? It worked." Like, that is a guy who, to Brian's point, intentionally segments parts of his life. And this is more of a job for him because he's got, and I talked to people that know him, and they said he's got this idea in his head that he is someone after hockey finally, and feels almost like a sage for the QAnon community.
Shit.
Right?
Which sucks because he could have taken so many roads. He was a Canadian icon, and he could have taken so many roads where if you needed that to feed that monster, that ego monster, there was so many other ways he could have done it. Not, why would you pick this?
Right.
There's a
because
lot
it was
of
easy.
That insecurity.
It was easy and probably came with money. Yeah.
When you come out of something where you're at the top, you're an elite athlete or whatever, there's always that crash when you have to, pick up the pieces and start over again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I fucking hope Denny's is hiring when they finally fire my ass.
Or Arby's.
Arby's won't have them.
Fucking beef
I
and
don't know
cheddar
if I could eat
I
would just eat there constantly.
Yeah,
Tim's,
like
Tim's maybe.
pounds.
I think I'd be wicked on the drive-through.
Probably. Hey
You got
man,
the
what's
voice
up?
for it.
The guy would be like, no problem. I love this guy. Can I get you a snackable? Sure. I love a snackable.
why is
Dark
there a-
roast with that, bud? Guy called me Bud. That's
Why is-
Lachlan Cross.
Just
Why
my
is there a
ability
bit-
to op a board, I think, would give me that's the advantage I have going
And then
into
Locke
the
would yell
drive-thru.
at Jimmy to get the donuts. Get him his fucking donuts, Jimmy.
Why,
They're down
did
there.
Why did the drive-through man tell me the weather and the time 3 different times during my
Hi,
order?
welcome
Don't
to Tim
do
Hortons.
that.
It's
I don't do
3:46 p.m. and 10 degrees. What can I get
15
you?
minutes
I'm not
before
a
the top
time.
of the hour.
I'm not a time temp jock. I'm not.
You're the only legit radio guy left in this country, bud. So you are a time and temperature jock. Hi, everybody. My name is Lachlan Cross. Welcome to Cruise FM. It's 7:19 and 22 outside. Here's Gowan.
I was
Hey,
losing
you're
my
a
mind
strange
yesterday when we had
animal.
Mark on. Mark got into a radio back in the day. Your buddy Mark, where
I love how you don't
threw
know
your
anybody's
voice-
name. I fucking love it.
Is it Mac? Marty?
Yeah, it's
no
Mike.
idea
It's
what you're
Mike.
talking about.
Mike.
It's Mike.
Mike yesterday from Windsor.
Dean doesn't remember who was on yesterday.
Well,
you
you
don't
called him
remember
Mark.
their name.
No, he called him Mark.
I know. That's why I said I love it.
His name's
You can't
Mike.
Remember.
Mike throws his voice a little bit, eh?
He's
Yeah, a
been
lot
in
of
radio
guys
for
do
a
it
long
in
time.
TV. Yeah, he's been in radio. He's been on AM radio for all.
Isn't that how you started on radio, Locke?
Oh, fucking! I was that guy. I was balls deep into that.
How you doing? Hey.
The problem is you get into this business and
happening?
you hear all these guys doing it, so you think you got to do it.
What's
Yeah.
up?
Yeah.
CRX, the Max FM 94. That's how my fucking program director in Prince George used to talk. I'm just like, oh my god. Yeah, and I swear to God, radio school set me back 2-3 years in this business. It fucked me.
Well, I was lucky that I had someone, and it's Dean's old ex-co-host, Derek Welsman, the blind guy. He was the one that was in charge of training my ass not to speak like you did when you first started, Locke, and they wouldn't let me on the air until I talked like I was having a normal conversation with you right now.
I didn't have that. And Dean you never picked that up. Did you, Dean?
No, never. I never had a radio voice.
Yeah. See, Dean didn't go to radio school. He fell
exactly.
into this, and then like I had it.
I just was that'll give you. By the way, that'll give you an idea about how useless radio school is. I got a phone call. Someone's like, "Want to do a morning show?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure," and that was it.
Right from painting to morning show, eh?
Pretty much, yeah. University morning show, and then the rest is history. Now I just do whatever I want. Yeah. Can we stay in Alberta for the next story? By the way, I just want to stay in Alberta. It's a heavy Alberta day.
Over Alberta
down here.
No, I'm not shitting on Alberta.
Just
No,
one guy.
Alberta.
You should have used the camera thing. What? That was a prime
where's your-
Hey guys,
Yeah,
we
Bondzee hasn't seen this.
Bondzee, shut up.
Sorry, Dean. Don't yell at me. You're not even my real dad. Christ.
Bondzee, shh, quiet. You close your mouth. So here's the deal. Watch this.
You wear that shirt.
Bondzee, here's the deal. We're going to Alberta today.
Alberta.
You like that camera? Like it?
Yeah,
How's
I see
Alberta doing this afternoon? Well, because we were talking about
annoying.
Theo, who's like the king of crazies in Alberta. The other guy who's the king of crazies is the premier of Alberta. His name's Jason Kenney, and he's a greasy fuck. Just a greasy fuck. He lives with his mother.
He does.
Loves the piss. Loves getting on the piss with the guys. There's some serious questions about his intentionality when it comes to the ladies. But anyway, let's just stick with what we know. What we know is this, is that he announced yesterday they were going to unload mandates, Locke, and when he announced they were going to unload mandates, he then decided
saying
to tell
those two words
everybody
together.
Mandate, yeah.
No, unload and mandate with Jason
Sorry.
Kenney. It's killing me.
Never mind. We don't want to go down that road. He's his own person. I love him. But here's the thing. He's like, we're getting rid of the mandates. And then he says, but don't you dare make fun of unvaccinated people. Remember when you did that with all the AIDS victims?
He didn't say that, did he?
Let me play a video.
Is that why that was trending? Is that why AIDS was trending today?
Yeah.
Right next to his name.
He had a terrible fucking day. So let me play a clip. This is called the supercut of Jason Kenney. This is the premier, the current premier of your province that sent a few hundred fucking complete degenerate white supremacists to Ottawa. This is their guy.
He didn't pack them up and send them on their way. He didn't put them in the Winnebagos and go, call when you get to Winnipeg.
I disagree.
But anyway,
do it. This is the video of, and I want you to watch it. This is fucking one of the grossest, weirdest collection of two videos. Him in 2000, him yesterday. That's the video you're going to watch. Him in 2000 bragging about preventing AIDS patients from seeing their spouses while they were dying in hospitals. No word of a lie. And then him saying, don't ostracize unvaccinated people like I used to do with people that had AIDS. It is fucking unbelievable. Watch this.
Became president of the pro-life group in my campus and helped to lead a ultimately successful initiative petition which led to a referendum which overturned the first gay spousal law in North America in 1989 in San Francisco. So I fought a lot of battles there.
But it's never okay to treat people like that, to stigmatize people in that way. In a way, it kind of reminds me of the attitudes that circulated in North America in the mid-1980s about people with HIV/AIDS. That there's this notion that they had to be kind of distanced for health reasons. Listen, this is a terribly divisive attitude.
That's your guy. That's the guy. That's your dude. That is the leader of your province. That is the most important person in all of Alberta.
What's the Shakespearean quote? Something about protesting too much.
Thou doth protest too much.
Thank you very much. I didn't get that class in Yak High.
Yeah,
Here's the thing, and I'm going to say something that is 100% speculation. And it's not as widely speculated as the same rumor about our leader, Justin Trudeau. But there is a rumor that that Kenny might be gay. And it's a rumor. I had a chance to interview him on The Locker Room, and somebody that I know phoned me before the interview and said, first off, how did you get Jason Kenney? Because at the time, I mean, it was a strange thing for our show to be. Well, it still is a strange thing for our show to be doing. But it was odd that I was promoting an interview with Jason Kenney. It happened because somebody that listens was working in his party and said, you need to interview him. And he's a big fan of the show. And we need to get him to touch base with the working class. And your show reaches the working class. I'm going to see if I can get him. And I'm like, all right, I'll do it. Right. So they call me and they said, you need to get him to come out on your interview. And I'm like, what? How am I supposed to get? Like, how am I supposed to drive the questions to get a man that is, if he is in the closet for how many years to come out on The Locker Room?
Yeah.
You've got it in your lock.
Yeah, if anybody could do it, it'd be you. Like
You can,
or
yeah.
me, but
What was I
probably
supposed
you.
to? I had no idea. And again, those rumors continue. And this,
I don't think it matters until he
doesn't
gets
matter.
into stuff like this. Like, when we have a 22-year-old video of him talking about how proud he was to reverse gay marriage laws in San Francisco in the 80s, how proud he was to ostracize gay people for a long period of
Did you
time.
see that
and then
smirk on his face?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
look at me, I love Jesus. Look at me,
But I
he
think
hates the gays.
I think a lot of times people overcompensate, right? And I'm not saying that first video is proof or adds to it. I'm just saying there might be something there. We grew up and we still live in a world where if you're not of a certain ilk, you know what? You're not this path in life, that you might want to hide it, right? We still live there. As progressive as we are, there's still elements of that. And back in
Especially in
2000,
politics.
especially in politics.
Alberta politics.
Yes. And who fucking cares?
Oh,
I
don't. But
does.
when he has a lengthy history of
With this, why
of
would you say that in a press
hating-
conference in 2022?
hating gay people,
Yeah.
treating them like second-class citizens, fighting against them to have basic human rights.
Intentionally
Then-
going out of his way to do it.
22, and these are people that were dying. These are people that were dying of AIDS. You know what he did? He helped the government at the time, on behalf of alt-right Christian groups, fight against a law that gave same-sex couples same-sex benefits if that same-sex person was dying of AIDS.
Yeah.
That is what Jason Kenney fought against. That is what he's talking about. Fast forward 22 years later, because he identifies with the anti-vaxxers, he then says, don't ostracize these people like they did with AIDS in the 80s.
Did he think that this video wouldn't come up?
It's been floating around ever since the
I've
invention
seen that
of Twitter.
video 4 or 5
Yeah.
times. I mean, that is not a new thing. Why would you use that expression? Why would you use that analogy?
Because he's a liar and he's a piece of shit. He's an evangelical, orthodox piece of shit. That's why he has no values. He has no character. He's got nothing. He is a waste of a suit, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's your fucking premium. And by the way, was absolutely involved in the planning of this convoy. That I know. Absolutely involved.
Can you honestly say that?
Yes, I can. Absolutely. To what extent? We don't know.
The
but
entire
amazing
party
how
was.
when the whole fucking thing started, Melissa Lantzman was able to get a picture, and then he fast forwarded the picture, and then he was like, "These truckers are our life." Dude, this was a week previous. It was like all part of the same fucking weird dark campaign to paint this thing as a trucker rally. He is a fucking god-awful human being.
How did he ever get into office there? How did you guys
He's in Alberta.
Conservative, bro.
No. Oh, hold on. Back up. Everyone, take a bit of a break shitting all over fucking Alberta. You guys do the exact fucking same thing in Ontario. Bondzee, how do we elect officials? How do we elect officials provincially and federally in this country? We don't vote for somebody we want. We vote to get rid of the asshole that's there now.
Bingo.
Fair enough.
And we continue to do it. It doesn't matter what party you are. We get so sick of the one that's there. We're all so pissed off at Nutley or whoever. And then we put in the NDP, and then we put in the UCP, and you guys are doing the exact same thing. We don't actually put people in we want. All we're doing in this country, and it's been going on for 50 years, all we do is we vote the next asshole in because we're sick of the dick that's there now.
Great for content, though, isn't it?
With Alberta,
we're no different here. I mean, we've got the same
We're no different
fucking
in any
idiot.
province in the country.
Fat
yeah.
Floodsy.
No, we go in cycles.
NDP,
Ontario's is,
we went from Nutley to Kenny.
and you're going right back to Nutley.
And we're going, and I've said this countless times on my radio show. Nutley, stop talking. He's doing all the work for you. You should just be sitting in your living room, drinking Budweiser. Shut up. Shut. Don't say a word. Don't go on Twitter. Don't go on Facebook. And when they announce that there's going to be voting, jump up and just wave. Hi, everybody.
I'm here. Remember me? I'm not as bad. Yeah, dude, we have the same problem here. Like Doug Ford, who hasn't said anything about the convoy, who threatened to come to Toronto this morning. Whatever, who cares? Doesn't matter. These guys are fucking losers anyway. And he is like not only persona non grata, his daughter is involved in the convoy. She's like one of the spokespeople. She's one of the fucking degenerate QAnon losers. She put this up the other day. This is the fucking daughter of the Premier of Ontario. She puts a phone number to call the Governor General, I believe, up with this little thing here. She says, all you need to do is you're casting a no confidence vote for Trudeau. Listen to this. You can give one for everyone in your family. You don't have to give your name, but they ask what province. The hold time might be long. It was 4 hours for me, but a friend of mine got through in 30 minutes. Don't give up. These calls matter. They put pressure on the Governor General to get out Justin Trudeau. Like, that woman is the daughter of the Premier of Ontario. And the
this isn't even a thing.
And not only is it not a thing, it's fucking like the phone number is the Governor General's office. None of that, like the no confidence vote is just for MPs, not for regular idiots.
It means nothing for a private citizen. It's the same as them walking around. It's the same as them walking.
She was on the phone for 4 hours waiting to fucking.
Does she not have a fucking job? I don't have 4 hours free in a day. How are you on the phone for 4 hours?
Lachlan, they're walking around serving cease and desist letters to pharmacies that are vaccinating people. These people don't know how anything works, so they just make it up.
Yeah.
Just make it up. Best. Call the Governor General, just give her a shout and tell her, I vote, get him out. And they have to get him out. And if they don't, that's against your rights in the Charter of Frauds and Freedoms.
This is who's there.
I had somebody call me the other day.
Where we are.
We were chatting, and he's going on and on and on about Trudeau, and we should go, and just like, well, I won't be playing this call, Ron. And then there was a bit of a pause, and I said, like, I don't like, you've listened to the show, right? And he goes, yeah. I said, have you got an idea who's going to replace him? Because his idea was they should form a coalition and get him out. And I'm like, well, who's going to do that? Like, it's just not going to happen. And is the next guy going to be any better?
No.
Like, they just ran O'Toole out of the, the head of the Conservative Party. We don't have any real strong leadership in this country. No. That's what we should be concerned about. Fuck this Ottawa occupation. We should be really, really concerned about who we have running our provinces and our federal government right now. We should be fucking terrified.
Well,
Andrew,
just the quality
is
of
Andrew
individual.
Scheer the answer?
No, he went out, by the way. He went out just before he went into Parliament this morning. Andrew Scheer, former leader, went out and gave all the truckers high fives and thumbs up. Like, we're way to go. We're making the Canada just a little bit whiter today. Keep it up, you dumb fucks. It was the best. It was incredible. But that's the delusion of this group, is that they think that they can just, like, we all know we have shitty leaders because in the time that we live in, that's who applies to these fucking jobs forever. Shitty individuals, right?
And would any
Career
one of you
politicians.
take one of these
Absolutely
jobs?
fucking not.
Not
a
a
I was
chance.
in I was
No.
in this life and I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
They
I
couldn't
had to
pay
leave.
me.
You
You couldn't pay me enough money to do this piece of shit job.
Of course you couldn't. Of course you couldn't. And because it comes with the idea that you're in it for other people when we see them just do it for themselves. Like the politicians that are literally embracing white supremacy and extremism at the foot of our fucking parliament. Like embracing it. And it's not just like these people and what they've done to themselves in this country. It's what they're doing to the kids that are there. Did you guys see the report that up to 25% of cars in this convoy have had children in them this whole time? Have you seen this?
How?
We've seen kids in
this
a
is
lot
a
of the videos.
I just
look at
figured
this
they were
kid
going
holding
home.
the "fuck Trudeau" sign. Yeah, that's a pretty nice look.
Yeah,
Ottawa police. This is a headline. It's true. All of it's true. Police called in child services to deal with mass child abuse as occupiers are using their kids as human shields. Now, you might not believe me. Who am I? Well, I believe Dean is a terrible fucking lefty media guy. We're not even media, and I'm not left. I fucking hate it all. I hate the left and the right. Hate them both. I just
And
like
the
facts
media.
and truth. And the media. I can't believe Dean. Is this some kind of fucking crazy lefty? I was like, no. I'm not making this up. I want you to listen to the video of this person talking about this as a strategy involved in the convoy. Watch this.
Tell everybody to bring the kids here. That's the only thing that will protect us against the police is the kids. And the police is trying to stop us from being gangsters. So tell everybody, bring children. We're going to try to get that park going again.
Oh, excellent. I'm going to be here with my children on Saturday.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, just tell people.
So not only are there dozens of children who should be in school that haven't showered for almost a fortnight, they're sleeping in the back of cars, old Impalas, semis, trucks, waking up next to their methed out or drunk parent going, "Mommy, Daddy, where's my food?" They've been subjected to 14 days almost of diesel fumes, gas fumes, incessant PTSD driving noise and honking. They put up a play structure there, literally in the gutters, and so the parents could go smoke,
No, they
and the
didn't.
kids could play. Yeah, they did a play structure and bouncy castles in shit.
We're
so the
just gonna
kids
leave
are
you
like
with Brenda.
getting around
It's
human
okay.
turds, trying to climb on things, and it is so fucking bad at this point. Let me just read this for you. Ottawa police are raising concerns about the safety of children living in the Freedom Convoy trucks as their presence complicates efforts to end the demonstration. They know that. You heard the guy say it. Bring your kids. They won't come after us if the kids are in front of us. These people, they're almost 25% of the 418 trucks, have children living in them. Children who could be at risk during a police operation. There's a multitude of concerns, he said, citing effects from carbon monoxide, diesel fumes, cold, noise, and the lack of access to sanitation for kids. This is the kind of stuff that'll piss off the 90, right? This is the kind of stuff when we tell you that they're using kids as a human shield, and I get a whole bunch of hate shit posts from people going, "You know what you're talking about, Lefty? Really? Why don't we listen to one of yours? Tell us about it." Let's
Tell everybody to bring the kids here. That's the only thing that will protect us against the police is the kids. And the police is trying to stop us from being gangsters. So tell everybody, bring children. We're going to try to get that park going again.
Oh, excellent. I'm going to be here with my children on Saturday.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, just tell people.
Has
So
it
ask
warmed
yourself-
up in Ottawa at all?
No.
Like,
No,
is
it's
it
like minus
still,
15?
Is it still pretty cold?
Minus 20, yeah. Ask yourself, what kind of movement uses children as human shields? They're called terrorists.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly what that's a tactic that's used by terrorists. Always women and children.
You guys are on this Zelo and stuff. I've been on there and trying to infiltrate and listen in and stuff. And it's funny how
Wolf
you get
Blitzer.
so many kids on there that are giving these, we're so proud of the trucker message. And you can hear them being coached in the background by every last one of their fucking parents. These kids don't want to be there and want nothing to do with this shit.
Did you hear the one that I put up yesterday about she's on there, she's talking to truckers, and there's a a baby screaming in the background that she's just ignoring, and you can hear it on the microphone, and she's like, "Keep going, hold the line. We got your back, everybody." But in the background, there's a child blood curdling screaming, and mommy's busy talking to the truckers. And
well, might give some of them character.
Yeah, this is Locke's kind of parenting, by the way.
Cry it out.
It's Locke's parenting.
A little bit of abuse gives you some personality.
Reporter asked to stop and talk to one of these guys about whether or not he thought bringing kids to this thing for 14 days, forcing them to live in the back of a 20-year-old used vehicle was really healthy for a child who should be in school and with his friends or her friends and stuff like that. This is another great example. Like, I find that all we have to do now is just show everybody their work. We don't even need to insult these pigs. But I want you to just enjoy this exchange.
I hate
with
when
one of the
kids are
occupiers.
involved. I really do.
Watch this.
It makes me sick.
Watch this.
Did you hear the statement
said. So
that's what I'm curious.
So you're saying that my teenagers are threatened for being in Ottawa? Is that what you're telling me? Answer my question.
You heard the statement.
We've all answered questions. You answer mine. Are my children in danger from?
The Children's Aid Society.
Are my children in danger for being in Ottawa?
Well, it sounds, from what my understanding of the Children's Aid Society, they
are my children in danger for being in Ottawa right now? Tell me yes or no.
What do you mean by in danger?
You tell me. You're coming here trying to say that children are in danger.
The fact that the Children's Aid Society is getting involved.
You got the inside scoop because you guys are the messenger for the devil. You tell me right now, are my kids in danger for being here? Should I send them on the first train out of town?
Well,
tell me now.
It sounds like the Children's Aid Society is saying that.
So you're saying that my kids are going to get hurt?
I'm not saying anything. I don't.
Well,
all I'm saying is that they put out the statement, and I'm looking for your reaction.
So you're telling me now that I should be getting my kids out of town because they're going to get hurt.
I'm not telling you
OCP's going to come in here and do what to my kids? What are they going to do?
All I did was read
because you don't give a shit about nobody. All you care about is your paycheck. You sold your soul a long time ago. You sold your soul a long time ago, and you sold your soul a long time ago.
I'm here to.
You work for the devil. That's who you work for. That's who you work for. That's your boss.
I'm here to talk about this statement.
And I'm telling you, are my kids in danger in this city right now?
I don't know the future. Like, I don't know. I mean, all I can tell you
is
that...
Well, then why are you coming here trying to act like you're concerned about kids?
I'm here to document.
I have two teenagers here that are in my car. Are they in danger? Yes or no?
I don't.
Yes or no?
I don't know what the future brings.
Go fuck yourself then.
I'm telling you. Okay. All right.
Are you? Did you see the dead sea hag at the end too? Mister.
I'll be right back, guys. I just gotta go have like 3 smokes at a time.
So if you're looking to curate a narrative as to if you're part of this group or you're hard right,
I keep getting more and more disgusted with this whole
yeah,
thing.
You should be. If you think that this narrative is about left, right, freedom, it's not about any of that stuff. You know what it's about? It's about a whole bunch of racist, really incredibly stupid hillbillies from across the country being activated and abusing their children, which is really amazing to me that they're continually putting these children, like tactically using their own kids as shields from the police and from the general public, when legitimately part of this whole deal was them fighting pedophilia and child abuse. Like, that's what Q's all about. Right?
And
these guys and the tyranny of the mask and the tyranny of the shot. So instead of masking their children during a pandemic and getting them a vaccine during the pandemic that would prevent them from dying or serious illness and long-term effects, these guys have chosen to go and force underage kids into the backs of vehicles running for 24 hours in the fucking freezing cold with no bathroom, no running water. Sanitary conditions are disgusting, playing in gutters full of shit. because they hate kids and they hate this country, and they're delusional and legitimately certifiably emotionally unwell. And these guys, like that cat, needs to be scooped up. His kids need to be pried out of his arms, and they need to be put in care somewhere, not with these people. That's going to be another pandemic. The children of the pandemic that were forced into this because their parents are legitimately mentally unwell.
You're going to take them out of the back seat of that guy's car, bro? They've got it made in the back seat of his car. What are you talking about?
They're going to. They've got Children's Aid going in there as of today with the police to do some wellness checks on the kids. But what kills me is the irony and the absolute just fucking bizarro world that they live in. Were they not the same people that were screaming you had to open the school because my kid's mental health needs to be priority number one?
Yeah, the hypocrisy is just. I mean, it's just rampant, and not only What are you getting? Getting in a Mai Tai?
Bondzee, what are you ordering a Mai Tai? What are you doing?
Hi.
Why'd you just muted your microphone? I can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what's going on here. She asked me if I knew where the Academy Disculpa was, but I don't.
Where the hell are you?
I thought you were in a bar.
I'm at my hotel, moving into my apartment as soon as we're done this podcast across the street.
All right.
She's the helper around
I don't
here.
want to talk about the kids stuff anymore. I can't do it. It makes me sick to my stomach. I can't. I hope we don't have any more fucking videos.
Take a good, at least take to and knowing the fact that it's day 12, and if you've been locked up in a car with your kid by day 12, you're either going to kill them or you're going to leave to get away from them. So they won't be there long.
Fucking wild, isn't it?
It's insane.
It's awful. It's awful.
Well, I
didn't realize there was that many kids there.
Yeah,
we've
25%.
seen videos. We've seen kids there, but I didn't realize it was that there was that many. But yeah, you know what? You got families in this convoy, and you know what are they going to do? Let their aunt that's vaccinated take care of them, right? I mean,
no, because she might shed her vaccine.
The spike proteins, right?
Yeah,
and then they'll be infertile.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! What's going on? Like, honestly, what?
I told you that these people are mentally unwell white supremacists, and they're child abusers.
There's a real strong religious. That's the one thing that I'm really seeing, and I don't know about you guys, and I'm not as vocal as Dean is about the religion sort of angle because he grew up in it, and I grew up in a teepee down by the river, so I mean there was no fucking religion in my life. I know less than nothing about it, so I'm always a little bit leery about any comments in that regard. But I got to tell you, in the last 2 years, and I've always been very anti-religious. I have a couple of parenting things that I got like as a father. One was I refused to buy a minivan, and the other was my kids will never be ever taught in a religious institution. There was actually a time, so they were not in the public school in St. Albert because the public school's Catholic. So we made them go to the other school because I refused to put my kids into a Catholic school. Refused. Mm-hmm. And you can have a problem with that. I don't fucking care. I did not want my kids having any religion in their lives. If they choose to be religious, that's there. I wasn't going to make sure that it was in their lives. They've had none of it. And they both of them to this day have thanked me.
Yeah.
But there was a conversation about the Lord's Prayer being said at the school, and I was ready to go down to the school. And in this school, the note came out saying, "What do you think? Should the kids get the?" And I said, "No, that's why my kids are there." And I don't know about you guys, but I know nothing about it. But my the minimal respect I had for religion before the pandemic is gone. It is so gone. I can't. I don't even know how to articulate it better than that.
Well, I think we touched on it.
Than no respect for that mindset. Like zero.
And here's where the rubber meets the road after this is over. Like mandates are coming off, right? Restrictions are coming down. Not mandates, not the federal ones. They're here for fucking ever, by the way, which is awesome. Forever. Have fun running to stand still, dummies. But the provincial ones might come down and all the other shit that comes with it, and then we're gonna get into this next space. Like the next phase of this to me is going to be the most interesting. Right, you're gonna have law enforcement following up with all these guys. That's just kind of a thing. It's just gonna happen. It's already happening. They've arrested a ton of people already, and they're gonna announce it coming up the next few days. Same thing in the States. They're clamping down on the law enforcement is trying to find those guys in the States that are coming after Canada and all that stuff. But more importantly, personally speaking, right? If you know someone that is supportive of what's going on and you watch those videos, right, of the kids and all this, the terribleness that's going on, and the co-opting of young, beautiful lives to be able to be assholes because they just didn't get what they wanted out of life. Like they're using their kids. They're just using them as props and tools and shields, all that stuff. I have no respect for anybody that doesn't know what this is by now, right? And is still supportive of it. I've got no respect for anyone that thinks freedoms in this country are just a gimme. They're not. They're a privilege. The one that you enjoy today to live. And that is going to create a new pandemic outside of this one. It's a social pandemic, an emotional pandemic, where families like the one I'm in, which I love all of them dearly, I have people in my family that believe in this bunk, right? And I've had to tell them, listen, we'll try to have a familial relationship, but it is never going to be the same. Like, we don't share the same values. So it's impossible because you start from a point that is not based in reality. So I have written off a large portion of anybody when I find out that they're all about this and haven't done the due diligence to figure out the fucking damage that they're doing. I don't want to have those people in my life either because it's so toxic, right? So it's almost a point now where for me, and I tell other people that, that really struggle with what they're seeing here in Canada, really struggling with the idea that we have a group of people that hate this country and hate you because you want to live a life on your own, happy with the neighbors you have, helping other people and being part of the greater good. So knowing all those things, I've got no problem dictating that these guys have created the victim class and that they should not have the same privileges and rights as the rest of us going forward. Any single person that is involved in planning this, that is still there, that hasn't taken the out, they have to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Number
for
one,
planning, yeah,
and number two, anyone who has an idea still that this is all about the kids and this is all about freedom and truckers. If you believe that, you are legitimately too dumb for 90% of interactions that you're going to have in your day. And that is why you're hated. That is why you were chastised. That is why you have been ostracized.
I think
too dumb to get it.
I think something to highlight from what you just said, and I think it's part of the reason why we're kind of here, is that group believes that they are being treated differently, and by suggesting, Dean, that they need to be, I don't know if that's the most productive approach to this. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm not going for productive at the moment.
No, I know you're not, but I think we do need to get to a point where we figure out how to move forward. And we all have to move forward. And you know what? Listen, there is a chunk of our population, and I would suggest that it's between 20 and 30% that are what's the word I'm looking for? That might not necessarily agree 100%, but are sympathetic to what's happening in Ottawa and side with that group. You can't just segregate 30% of our population. And
I can. It's 22% that support, 11% are undecided, and the rest vehemently oppose it.
I'm not talking about treating them and going forward to heal as a society. Listen, if you think that we're going to get back to a point where we all think that the guy next to us just made a mistake, this is not a mistake. This is not a mistake that we could come back from as a country and go, you know what? Remember that whole same thing in the States. Like people have friends and families that got involved in an attempted insurrection, and they're like, you know what? Go fuck yourself forever at this point. Like, that's kind of where we're at. That's where I'm at. Like, did you watch the guy screaming and yelling at the people? And did you watch the other dude go, bring the kids. They can't arrest us if they bring the
Dean,
kids.
I get it. And
Those people
your
are useless
anger is
to
not,
society.
Your
Well, I'm not
anger is
angry.
being
I'm just
shared by a lot. No, you should be angry. I think you are. And I think
amazed, really.
Amazed. And you know what? It's shocking to watch this shit. Like, I'm disgusted by all of it, right? But the thing that I'll give you another example. Let's take this, because this is very divisive, and this is a tough conversation to have. But I think here's a better idea. Here's a better example. I have a choice to go to the Super Bowl on Sunday, and in a text group with some friends, there's a guy in there that is unvaxxed, and I've avoided him like the plague for the last 2 years because we don't see eye to eye.
Did you tell him the Super Bowl party was a week after the Super Bowl? Like,
no, I didn't. No.
Oh.
So in the text group today, he said, with the mandates being lifted, he said, looks like I'll be able to go to Kelly's on Sunday. And I immediately thought, I don't want to go. And then I started to have a moment of guilt. I'm struggling with this idea that I am going to have to get back to a point in my life where I'm going to be in a bar, or I'm going to be at a party, or I'm going to be at a social event with people that did things and said things and had very different opinions than I did. And I'm still not ready yet.
Can I ask you something?
I got to work on that, though. And I'm using this as an example for you, Dean, because I think we all have to do this. I got to figure out. I'm probably not going to go to Super Bowl on Sunday. I'm still not ready.
Let me ask you, because you say you want to move on from it. Let me ask you though, what's your response going to be like when you're at a party with these people and say you didn't even know, they show up and you're standing there and they're talking about, see, I told you it was no big fucking deal. We didn't have to do anything.
Why I don't want to go.
This is what I mean.
Or the dude that goes, hey, no wonder, fuck, you should be like, imagine you go to that Super Bowl party and Kelly or one of the other losers walks up to you and he does one of these, hey, fucking high five, cheers for all the truckers for getting the mandates lifted. I would turn around and fucking walk out.
Yeah.
And only because I wouldn't trust myself in that moment with that kind of fucking degenerate cock. Like, I just wouldn't. Because he abused the privilege of societal kindnesses for 2 years and then
rubs your nose in it.
And then rubs your nose in it when he had nothing to do with it because he's a fucking idiot. I cannot be. Bottom line is, I can't be around dumb people anymore. Sorry, I just can't.
Dean,
this
is not just an issue for this. Everybody's going to be dealing with this.
It's the next
you guys will
pandemic.
get a kick out of this.
You're right. Social pandemic. It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, big time.
He goes, guess I'm coming to Kelly's on Sunday. And I said, hey, listen, Jason, I'm giving his name out because I don't fucking care. Some places a business may still require proof of vaccination moving forward. You may want to call ahead. It's a long drive back to Coots border crossing if you can't get in. We've been teasing him that he's been in Ottawa and in Coots border, and he keeps going, I'm not in Coots. I'm not in Ottawa. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. I'm also
Will you ever be ready, Locke? Or do you just avoid these people for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
Like, do you eliminate
Bondzee,
that
that's
and you
what
have
I'm
a
saying.
new social society?
I was chastising myself for when I saw that text. I'm like, well, looks like I'm not going to fucking Kelly's, and I love that bar. I literally said that, and then I'm driving along. I'm by myself. I saw the text in the car, and I'm like, why the fuck? Like, I gotta figure this out. We all have to figure this out. We're all gonna be at this crossroads. Every single one of us knows somebody that had a very different opinion about what COVID was and wasn't. And we're all going to have to. And I'm just highlighting it because I'm dealing with it right now personally. And I think Dean, I don't know how you're going to. Do you
want me to tell you how I'm doing Super Bowl weekend? Because I got invited to a couple parties. One with like a mix of vax, anti-vax. Didn't even reply to the email. Like, not even replying to it. Then I got another one that's downtown. And I'm like, it's too much driving. So I just decided to have my own. So I'm going to have a couple buddies over. They're bringing their young men. We're going to order a few wheels. There's going to be a few pops passed around. We're going to enjoy ourselves with like-minded individuals that want to be part of the solution. I cannot be around people that do not want to be a part of the societal solution or the greater good. I just can't. And none of those people want to be part of that. And when I get wind that someone is like that and I might be going somewhere, it doesn't scare me to go there. But because of how I'm wired, I'd run that guy's show and ruin the party for fucking everybody, including him, and probably get punched in the face.
That's my problem.
Right.
And see, Bondzee, you're wired differently. You're sitting here looking at
because he doesn't believe in science.
No, Bondzee.
Why does it come to that?
No.
I never said I don't believe in science, you asshat. I got vaccinated. I'm one of you people.
Yeah,
okay?
It's the loser vax.
Yeah.
Hey,
Bondzee, no. I know. We know you. We know your personality. It kills you not to be liked by everyone. You're not like Dean and myself going into a social situation. I will go out of my way to show everybody how much of a cock I can be, right? And then I know what I do. I know the impact that I have on a room, right? Yeah. I'm self-aware enough to be aware that I am ruining everybody else's time, right? So I got to think about this stuff, and I got to figure out, I've got to rectify this stuff. I got to rationalize this and reconcile how I'm going to move forward with these people that I know I'm going to have to communicate with eventually.
We've conditioned ourselves over the last 2 years to only look like 2 weeks ahead. That's all we've done. We keep looking 2 weeks ahead, 2 weeks ahead. So we're doing that right now. I'll guarantee you once this blows over and if we were to have this exact same conversation in a year from now or 2 years from now, you'd be like, whatever. I never hear anybody talk about it anyway. It's going to go away just as much as COVID's going to go away. The feelings are going to go away. The anger will go away. Yeah, we're all going to be angry for a bit, but it's going to go away. Everything, like I say, we've been looking very myopically, very short-sightedly for 2 years now. That's all we've done.
Great point.
So we're doing that now. And
can I ask you a question?
It's very pessimistic. I'm not usually an optimistic guy. But this time,
that.
I'm optimistic.
I appreciate
a little bit.
Yeah, we might be looking at the immediate reaction of us coming out of this thing with also everybody's going to, it's Canada-wide PTSD, right?
Yeah.
That's really what this is. And you're going to have to reevaluate how you're going to be
different levels of it. Yeah.
But for even before the pandemic, when I started to read and understand myself and what was important, what I could control and what I couldn't, I was already on this path of I don't really care to spend time with dumb people. And you can call me elitist and stuff like that, but Epictetus said, fuck, you want to be a better person, surround yourself with people you want to be like. Do I want to be like the guy going, tell me if my kids are fucking being abused in my car? Do I want to hang around with those people on a continual basis? And we all have those people in our lives, right? You're in Alberta. You have lots of them. Sorry, I was going to do that again. But no, we all have those people in our lives.
Percentage of vaccinated.
I know.
In
I
Alberta,
just watching you do that. That's all. The reason why I do it is this.
Believe it or not, Locke, there's a big contingency of Albertans down here that have up and moved down here because they're not down with the vaccinations and all
that doesn't surprise me. It's
protocols up there.
It's like living on an acreage. You're hiding from the law.
Everybody on an acreage is hiding from the law.
You're not going to convince me otherwise.
Can you imagine being that fucked in the head, though, that you move your entire family to Nicaragua because you don't want to wear a mask?
There's a plethora of them here, Dean. You wouldn't even believe it.
Yeah.
There it is.
But there really is. You're the perfect guy to be living amongst them because you're
okay with it.
No matter how you believe, you'll be able to. It's a gift, Bondzee. It's a fucking gift.
It actually is a gift.
Along with them, I was at one of their houses on Saturday for a nice pool party, luncheon, get together, and we had proper conversations. And they kind of told me why they left, and they literally left Alberta and different parts of Canada, came down here with their families, having never been here. And you know why they're here? Because there's no mandates. There's no vaccinations needed. It's one of the few places on earth that you can come without having all those things in place.
Why can't we should create a super highway down to Nica and Costa Rica for all of those people. Yeah. We should do a deal with Latin America where we're listen, if you take these fucked up degenerates we'll take all the bad bananas or whatever it is that come into town from those
send
parts.
a small subsidy.
You know what though?
Yeah.
I mean,
like child support.
Absolutely. I'm all for that.
I will say this out loud, and I mean it, and I'm not joking when I say it. If you honestly think that Canada is such a shit fucking hole, and that you're living in tyranny, and that wearing a mask is a step closer to being China, move. Go somewhere. Get out. Yeah. It sounds like it sounds like you're having an awful time here, and you should leave. I truly believe it. I offered Teresa. I offered to help her pack this weekend. She didn't get back to me, but I swear to God, I think she'd be happier in another country.
Right, and that's where my line. That's where my line is drawn. Oh, speaking of Russia, do you remember how yesterday we had Randy Hillier is a Russian asset?
You know,
way to go. Nice segue. Way to go, guys. Fucking great assists here. Helping me stuff this thing home. Thanks, guys. I did none of the work. My stick is just on the ice. That's all it is. I'm just battling in front of the net. You guys are like fucking spinning around, grinding in the corner.
We're really trying to move the show along.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we didn't, you'd be stuck on this fucking record for a while.
Who, me?
Skipping. Yeah.
I'm the mover. You guys are the ones that hold me up. Like yesterday, Ryan, 20 minutes it took me to fucking close the show because you kept having to get other things in.
That was Pink Shirt Day guy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry.
You want to bully somebody? You bully him, the anti-bullying guy. You do him, not me.
All right, sorry. Never mind then. I apologize.
To get some karma for my bullying.
But one of the things that happened yesterday after we got Randy Hillier is a Russian asset trending, #1 in Canada, by the way. It took one tweet first thing in the morning. I sewered his life before lunch, and I hadn't even showered. It was awesome.
You have no idea what happened to Twitter yesterday. As the socials guy,
yeah,
our Twitter, and all of our stuff was absolutely on fire. Randy Hillier's daughter was tweeting me. She's changed her name to Russian letters, and she's tweeting in Russian now. Mm-hmm. There's a picture of her. She's taking a selfie with a homemade name tag that's spelt in Russian. I imagine it says Charlie or whatever the fuck her name is. And
I smell like camping, I think it said. I read it, and I think her name tag said, I smell like camping and desperation. That's what I read.
Yeah. You know what? My Russian isn't that great. And salmon.
You're kidding.
Yeah, my Russian's not that great, but our socials went crazy, and it literally took. I think we figured it out. It was about 5.5 hours to get that trend to #4, and then it took the rest. Once everybody got home from work and opened their Twitter and said, "Hey, we're getting in on this," boom! By yesterday evening, we were at #1. So
yeah, #1. And so you know what happened?
Then it disappeared.
Yeah,
Did you
and
notice
it's back
that?
now today.
That's what they do. They'll refresh trends.
Okay.
And then if it does keep going, it'll come back.
Because I saw it went to #1, and then I went back to check to see where it was, and it was gone. It wasn't anywhere in the top 20.
Yeah. It's back today. As is, we got a new one up today called Randy Hillier Leave Canada. That's a good one. He's very upset by that. The one that really pissed him off is Randy Hillier Hates Canada. That hashtag really upset him to the point where he announced today on Twitter. Let me show you this. Great work, everybody. I think we did the world a fucking service. He's leaving Twitter, and he's joined Gap. This is the loser version of Twitter, is my understanding. This is the alt-right version of Twitter. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's the great value version. The right wing version,
the giant
where everybody,
tiger version.
I love that he's upset about being called a Russian hack, so he's leaving the free speech platform of Twitter.
Yeah, he puts out this tweet today because he's legitimately, and I know people that know him, and he fucking wants to kill me. Your favorite freedom-loving Canadian is now on Gab, he says. It's great to join a truly free speech platform.
Which, by the way, Gab is owned by somebody like
Jason Miller.
No, there's another one what's the other one that's owned by that Arab?
Dan Benino?
The Arab country.
Oh, Saudi Arabia. You're talking about Telegraph. Yeah.
Telegraph is based out of Saudi Arabia.
Exactly. So he's on one of these fucking alt-right things now. And he says, the best is yet to come. Hashtag free speech, hashtag Canadian Poly. I just draw your attention to the frog emoji with the Canada flag. Doing some digging. The frog emoji is interesting. If you look for it, what does a frog emoji mean on Twitter? It's been taken over by white supremacists, some of which are covertly using the symbol to indicate their support for white nationalism. This nasty alt-right tribe has also used the frog, indicating Pepe the Frog, and the glass of milk emoji at different times to indicate their white identity and racism. So really nice of Randy to announce that after we fucked over his entire life and his platform yesterday by making, quote, Randy Hillier is a Russian asset trend. He joins Gab, makes a quick little fucking tip of the hat to all his white power friends and says, join me there. The best is yet to come.
I wouldn't have known that about the frog.
Yeah,
Nostrovia, we hardly knew you.
Hey, can I have his white? Can I call dibs on his check mark? His blue check mark?
Yeah, we got to get you one of those.
Yeah,
no kidding. Yeah. I'm shocked he's still on Twitter too. That's the fucking most amazing part. After putting out the picture of those gas cans,
he's not.
And he won't come on and talk with you, Dean? Is that what I'm to gather?
No, he says I'm a cocksucker.
Yeah,
we had him on once.
I don't think people were. I don't think James didn't really elaborate yesterday, but James spoke with him on the telephone yesterday twice regarding this.
Yeah,
and he said it to James, like verbally. Dean Blundell is a lying cocksucker. I will not come on.
I have a video of it.
Yeah.
I have a video. We all have a video of it. Like it's in our DMs. Like we've seen it. Yeah, I'm a cocksucker, and you won't come on because
you're a liar. You're a big liar.
Yeah,
that's what.
He'll go on. He'll go on Russian news, and that's fine.
How does that? How do you rationalize that? Like
you don't. You're crazy.
You're not asking for rationality from fucking Randy Hillier, are you?
Yeah, dude. He's a racist piece of shit. He's
just
a drunk
human
racist
being.
fuck.
Like, how can you live in Canada and expect people to have sympathy for you when you're on Russian news?
Great name for him.
News.
Great name for him. Randy Hillier. This is from Watson Roadster. Comment in our comment section. Randy Hillier, hillbilly fascist. I love that.
He's one of our MPs.
There's the next hashtag.
He's one of our MPs, Randy Hillier. That's the terrifying thing.
He's a member of provincial fucking parliament and has access to information. He has power still at this point.
We have so many things we have to fix.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Ryan, I think our biggest issue moving forward is we've got to start getting people that in politics that represent the middle. We have to. There has to be a point where the middle starts to actually make enough noise and get the attention of people that run for politics because we can't have this far left and right thing that we're doing right now. Because all we're doing is we're putting one far left monkey in, and then we're throwing a far right monkey in the next time. And all we're doing is continuing to separate the country. Yeah. It's going to be an ongoing, we're never going to get anywhere ahead. Right.
Yeah. But you hit the nail on the head when you said nobody pays, nobody donates. Yeah. People in the middle don't donate. We don't care usually. And this could be our fault. This could, in a roundabout way, be our fault.
For being so complacent.
Yeah.
Canada is, and I say this all the time, and I've said it for years, we are the people who go to a really nice restaurant, really excited to go. We order the steak. They bring us the chicken. And we fucking eat it anyway.
We don't say anything. You're right. You're absolutely right.
My wife. And then when I'm like... I'm going to get you your steak. She's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. No,
don't say anything because I'll put pubes in it. Yeah, she's right. Just eat the fucking chicken. Right? That's how I've lived my life. Whatever. Eat the chicken. Like if you order something, you ask for something from this life and you don't get it, you then pivot to, okay, how can I make this realization the best part of my life? How can I make my current situation work for me and everybody around me? None of these people get that. That is why... I will have nothing to do with any of them.
And they don't get it. They don't get it, but their idols and their political leaders get it, and they know, and they use it to their advantage. They know that we're not going to do fuck all about it.
Yeah.
And they know that they're going to shell out money because as long as they're saying the right words and they're hitting those marks,
bingo,
then we're good to go. Why do you think there's a Fox? Why do you think there's a Fox News camera in fucking Ottawa right now?
Yeah.
There's a Fox News crew from Tucker Carlson's fucking show in Ottawa because he knows that
is leading to extremism in this country. It is. And you know what? The worst thing that fucking could have happened in this whole thing is not the demonstrations. It's not the border crossings it was that fucking GoFundMe. Because all of those right-wing dicks in politics went, what? They raised 10. Okay. Yeah. And it wasn't about the number. It has nothing to do with the number of trucks, the number of people, the percentage of unvat. None of it. It has everything to do with they raised 10 million.
At the peak, you get this. At the
better
peak,
ring that bell.
At the peak of the last federal election, the Liberal Party at peak raised $2 million a week in fundraising. This one did $10 million
You
in
watch
5
the
days.
Conservative Party go balls deep into the right-wing side of things because of that money.
Yep.
Oh my
That's
God.
exactly what it is.
They couldn't get O'Toole out fast enough
Mm-hmm.
because he was trying to move the party to the middle.
Yep.
And as soon as they saw that $10 million, the cabinet went, hold on. You are nowhere near enough right-wing for us now. We need that. We need that kind of crazy to raise that kind of money. All right, Pierre, you're up.
Yeah.
Write a little speech.
And then Pierre
Ring
does the
those
whole
fucking bells.
Pierre Poilievre, Mr. Pepper Potts, he puts out I'm running for prime minister to give you your freedom back. That was the rallying cry.
He must have fucking said 5 or 6 key phrases from the freedom fighters that are in Ottawa right now.
Yes, sir.
In that little speech. And he's ringing that bell because he fucking wants to fill the coffers.
He's such a little cock, too. Like, he's one of those little greasy little fucks that you and I used to, they would treat like other guys in school like shit. And you and I were the guys that would come around and go, come here. Let's have a chat behind the industrial arts shop. And we would beat the shit out of them and say, now, stop being mean to people. Stop taking advantage of people. Yeah. That's the kind of guy I was in high school. Guaranteed that was
left in politics.
And that's who's left in politics is that greasy little fuck. And he's that guy, and he represents what he thinks might be a boon for him. And I can tell you how this is going to go. Dude, I'm right about everything. It never gets tired. I never get tired of this.
He's modest too, folks.
The Conservative Party is going to collapse under the weight of its own racism, and it's going to split into two. You're going to see a bunch of conservatives run to Randy Hillier and Max Bernier. You're going to see the legitimate creation of a domestic extremist party, and you're going to see the remnants of conservatives standing there going, what the fuck happened? What happened to us? Oh, you danced with the devil, you dumb fucks. That's what happened, and the devil won. Because these guys don't care if they live or die. So
we're going to get stuck with Hairdo Boy. This fucking asshole is going to continue to run this fucking country into the ground. He's
Dude, I would much rather have I would much rather have him involved in running this country than anybody involved in any of those parties. And
you got
all
Pierre,
of them. And you know what? It doesn't even fucking matter who it is. Like, it doesn't change what I do on a daily basis anyway. None of it.
But, Locke, seriously, you got Pierre, you got Jugmeat, and you got Justin. If they told you we're running an election next week, who are you voting for? Because you have to vote now, for sure.
I'm not voting for any of them.
Yeah. So there's the middle. There's the middle, not giving a fuck. And this is why we are where we are.
And I've expressed countless times about how I'm dealing with this, and it's not going well. I know. I am struggling with where we're at right now, and I'm trying to get past this stuff, not only for my own personal mental health, but also because I think we all have to. And I have this idea in my head that if I can show, lead by example, maybe somebody might come along with me, right? I'm really, really worried about where we're at right now. I think that and it's not because I don't disagree. It's not about the disagreement with what's happening in Ottawa. I'm seeing, I'm looking at a couple of steps ahead here. The damage that protest and these border crossing blockades is doing to our democracy it's going to take years to recover.
And we're not even done. This isn't over.
And the people that think that they're going to fix it are going to continue to put that dillhole Trudeau in power. We are going to have him until I die.
Maybe,
honestly,
maybe, but you know what? I go back to this all the time, and just I can see you're struggling with it, and I appreciate you, and we're friends, and we talk about this stuff all the time. It has never been more important. Like, take all this shit and put it to the side and say that's the thing we're trying to deal with. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to do anything to it. You just have to know it's there. Your job, my job, Ryan's job, Bondzee's job, everybody in our comment section's job, everybody who's listening to this on Google, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Dean Blundell Show, YouTube, and Twitch TV.
Smooth.
TV. Thank you. Good segue. Every single person is listening to this. You have your only job is yourself right now. Like, that is it. Politics have failed you. They have abused you. You're seeing the confluence of extremism and religion come together because people are just as angry as Lachlan is and as I am at where we are, right? But this is where it's super important, in my mind, to build that inner citadel in yourself, where you truly understand what you're about, what's important to you, what you control and what you don't, because you can't control any of this. But it can't take up your brain space and can't give you a worse day, because this isn't happening to you. This is not something that you have to take charge of. It's not something you have to disseminate. It's not something you have to fix as a Canadian. You just have to be okay and know that that ain't you, and that what your values, your convictions, and your character are, and you have to live in that and know that this exists. You can't fix this. We're not going to fix Canada today. We're not going to stop the blockades from coming. This is going to continue to happen. It has been happening for hundreds of years, and it'll happen for hundreds more. And I got, I would say 30 years left on terra firma, maybe 40 if I really cut out the smoking and the chocolate that I eat at night. I had a whole Kit Kat last night, and not a small one either. It was one of those party-sized
I also
cups.
witnessed you eat an ice cream bar covered in chocolate.
Last night. Well, I just killed absolutely hammered an indica before I went down there, so I had to eat some chocolate when we were meeting last night.
We were on FaceTime, and somebody walked by him, and he went, "Oh, bring me one of those."
And it happened.
This is after he just made love to a bong.
Yeah, it was the best. Tommy Long Bongbottom. That's his name. Tommy Bongbottom. But my point is the same, is that you have to fucking do you. Like, none of this is happening to you. Your job is still your job. Your family's still your family. Allowing it to take up your brain space and steal your happiness is ridiculous. You know what it is. Just put it away for now. And then get on with your life. And when these fuckers come back, we'll sewer them and we'll have a good time doing it. Yeah. I think I've got a civic responsibility to talk about this. So it's super important for me to be able to be healthy during this as well, right? So when I'm done this, I retreat back into myself. I read. I have conversations with people to clear up confusion, good people that I count on for this kind of stuff. And I can see it plainly, which is why it's easy for me to talk about. But you're right. There's going to be a ton of people after this who are like, oh, I don't know what to think about the world anymore. I don't even recognize it. Where do I start? You just start with you, man. You're the only person that matters here.
I've been hiding. I've been hiding a lot, right? Like, I've been keeping away from people, and I've been staying away from communication with people that I'm a little bit, and I'm fine. I'm completely okay with that. I do that anyway. That's my normal existence. That's my normal heartbeat on this planet. And then I go talk to hundreds of people on, a day on a radio show. And I mean, I got to be honest, though. One of the other reasons why I'm hiding in my basement drinking 4, 5, 6, 7 Budweisers a night
copious amounts,
because I don't want to get COVID because I'm afraid of all the dick shit. Everything I read about COVID, it's your dick's gonna fall off. You're never gonna get a hard on.
We're on the phone last night. Locke and I have these wonderful phone calls a few times a week, and he opens up to me.
I'm the guy that gets all the dick shit. I know.
And you used to make fun of me for fucking wasting Dean's time bitching and moaning all last year.
No, I called him.
Now that's you.
I am way worse than you, Bondzee.
I called down here having a good time, and you're miserable as fuck back up there in Edmonton.
Oh my God!
I'm not miserable. Don't get me wrong.
I don't know about that.
Here.
He calls me last night.
Through some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
listening, Dean. Go ahead.
So thank you, Bonds. Yeah, you got the sun.
Sorry, the glare is so bad off the ocean.
Oh, it's okay,
I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna get a wicked.
You look great, Gloria.
So So I'm on the phone last night with Locke. I grind up a bowl, eat an ice cream sandwich. We're talking about life. He's having 30 beers. We're having a good time. And he's like, I got to be honest with you about something. I said, what's that? He's like, I think I have to avoid people for the next several months because like I'm really afraid of getting COVID still. And I go, dude, you're like triple vaccinated. You wear masks. He's like, yeah, but I don't want to talk about it. And I go, no, what's the problem, Lachlan? Lachlan Cross, what is bothering you, my friend? And this is what he said. I'm going to get all the dick shit. I'm going to get all the dick shit. If I get it, my dick's not going to work. It's going to fucking shrink. And listen, you can do anything to me. This is what he says. You can do anything to me. You can take away my lungs. You can fuck up my respiratory system. You can give me a series of strokes. But I'm seriously afraid of my dick if I get COVID.
Poor Locke.
You're really talking about this. Hold on, we've been talking about this for like 2 years, and he hasn't said a word. The guy's talked about his asshole, his shits, his
ginormous balls,
his massive nuts, like his on, and he's been hiding from us the idea that he
really
just doesn't want to get
dick.
COVID because he loves his penis so much.
But
One
if
of
you
the few things I have to live for.
But if
It's
you
a
notice it,
good-looking dick too.
But you've been married for 30 years. Does it really even see that much action and stuff anymore, or is it
He's
that
got
important?
a hand.
It
Anytime.
comes out to play
Sure.
every once in a while.
Herb, isn't it? Herb, old Herb. So old Herb. Anytime something goes on in this world about COVID and dicks, the only way we find out about it is through Lachlan. Now that I think of it, he's always the one that puts it in the DMs.
Article. I'm not
everything.
the only one dealing with this. Every article I've read in the last 6 months has been, oh, if you get COVID, your dick's gonna fall off. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna get blood clots in your dick. Your dick's not gonna work anymore. Everything is dick, dick, dick. You've seen them.
Yeah.
All the articles.
Do you remember it was a
posting
joke?
them on the DM.
It was a running joke at the beginning of this pandemic when the politics started to seep in. Everybody was like, just tell the conservative men, those white men, that it's going to affect their dick, and you watch how fast this changes. And sure enough, look what happened. It started affecting the dicks.
Why do you think I have 7 vaccines in me?
This is...
He's
2
taking
more,
them
I get
for
a
the-
toaster.
Dude, he asked for them in the groin region, actually.
Yeah.
He said, can you put
can you
it
put
close
it
to my dick to
right
protect
in the
my
taint?
dick?
Right in there.
This is Lachlan's.
Flexible.
This is literally he screen grabbed his nightly Google search for me. This is it. No word of a lie. This is it. Coronavirus lingers in penis and it could cause impotence. Corona-19 dysfunction causes
I can't be the only
Man's
one.
genitals suffer severe pain after COVID-19. Can your penis shrink?
Guys, I cannot be the only one that's terrified about the dick shit.
I haven't even thought about it once.
I really
Honestly,
haven't either.
I think a lot of people are lying too about. I think half the people on the planet have ED right now because they got COVID. I swear to God. I know
Well,
Jimmy
you
does.
thought I had ED, and I would like to announce on the Dean Blundell show that Bondzee finally had sexual relations recently.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. All right.
Wow.
With a
Oh.
with a like a human.
With a female, I might add.
boy.
Yep.
Human?
A human as well. Yeah, we have to
You
throw
are
that
in
in, I guess,
Nicaragua.
these days.
Well, you never know.
What
These
does she
stories
want it
about
for?
She's not.
Still
actually.
politicians
It wasn't
that
in
have
Nicaragua. It
sexual
was in
goals.
Ontario. So.
Oh, you had it before you left.
Yeah, I did actually.
Have you
Oh.
had
Is
it?
she in the,
have you had
is
it
she in
touched
the
since you've been
comment
there?
section today?
No, she's not in the comment section.
Did you meet her from there?
No, I did not either. And I have not had sexual relations here yet, but met some promising ladies last night. I'm not going to lie. One of them was a smoke show. And I've got a contact. Yes, I do, dude. I already got a contact info.
Don't kill Bonzee's dream.
Not with those glasses on, you don't.
He doesn't have a chance if she's as hot as she says he is, dude. She does.
She's pretty
salmon
hot.
shirt.
I have to say.
All right.
Don't tell her you've had COVID 3 times.
Yeah.
Hey, tell her about the boil
and
you
it
have
was
on your
free,
taint.
by the way, too. I didn't pay for it. Fucking Wade in there. It was. How much?
Wade
did I
commented
get back?
in the comment section. He asked how much he paid for the sex, and Bondzee got instantly offended. I don't pay for sex.
Fuck! I went a year without it. If I would,
I steal the money back out of her purse.
I did try to get a tuggy in the States, but that didn't go so well. I'll pay for a tuggy. Not gonna.
You just got ripped off $40.
I did. Yeah.
Almost burnt the place down because he didn't get a hand job.
$40.
Tip for you.
Dude, we told you can't do accents. White guys can't do accents. No.
It was like a half an accent.
No, not even a half. No full accents, no half accent. I don't even want a quarter accent unless you're going like this for no reason. It's okay. Hey.
So how come that's
indiscernible
okay?
accent? It's an indiscernible
When
accent.
you talk about a rub and tug and you do an Asian accent, everybody's going to go, you're a fucking racist, you stupid idiot. That's why.
No, I've had some nice Mexicans.
Thanks for making us point it out. Thank you.
Russians too. I'm not going to discriminate. I'll let anybody give me a tug. I don't care where you're from.
Look, I've had some nice Mexicans do that to me too, he just said. There's a guy, right? That's our guy.
No clue.
You're welcome.
I love the fact that the most offensive person on this podcast every week is the guy that pops in from Nicaragua with a salmon shirt.
I was wearing it for Pink
Gets
Shirt
about
Day.
2% of the talk time. It is by far the most offensive person.
And his Mary Kay sunglasses.
They're Ray-Bans.
No, those are Ray-Bans, dude. He's fucking for real. Listen, I'm not jumping on the sewer Bondzee bandwagon anymore. That's why I built you up huge to start this whole thing.
Thanks, Diener.
Yeah, you're welcome. These guys are terrible to you. I can't believe they treat you so poorly.
I can't either.
I've been holding back.
For the guy who's
time
You have no idea.
In 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You still work for me, bro?
Ryan is definitely holding back too. I know Ryan.
It hurts. It actually physically hurts. I'm sore. Like I have to leave now. I don't think my dick works anymore because of this.
Well, let's do that then. Let's leave.
Can we? Can we go home early, Dad?
I'm done. Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
I got steak. So this is the difference between them, the people that defy reality, the occupiers, the insurrectionists, the crazy, super hyper religious, angry people that think master tyranny and they're like literally locked up, can't do anything in the world until we get what we want. You know what I did before I got on this podcast? Marinated 4 steaks.
Nice.
Yeah. Cut up some vegetables. Did some banking. Made a.
You got a starch for dinner? What are you doing for dinner?
Yeah, we're doing some fries.
Some fries?
Steak frites this evening.
Ooh.
And I've got a meeting this evening about making our business better. I've got a book I'm going to read later on this evening about taking advantage of immediate opportunities. Just finished The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene in this book called 4,000 Weeks. Encourage everybody to read it. Excellent book. It's called Doing Something with Yourself. So if you're listening to this and you're part of the trucker rally and you hate my guts, I get it. I get it. You hate anybody that points out what you're doing. You hate anybody that tells the truth about you wacky religious fucks. But I can tell you this, my life is significantly better than yours right now. For a reason.
Send the kids home to the aunt, right? Like,
yeah.
I got
you said
news
something.
if you're interested.
Remove them. What?
What's that, Bondzee?
The Montreal Canadiens just hired Martin St. Louis as their new coach. Intern.
Hold on. The 32nd placed Montreal Canadiens?
That one.
That's them.
Yeah, those guys.
That's been fun saying on the news every day.
I know, right? While the Oilers are, I don't even know where they're at, but the fucking
they're in the
Leafs
middle.
can't
They're
lose.
in trouble.
6 in a row.
Oilers are in trouble.
Yeah, Leafs have won 6 in a row. Beat the first place team in the Metro
Leafs,
the other day.
I hate to say it, the
Fucking
Leafs look
pounded them.
good. They
Austin
just snapped
Matthews
up
out. Matthews out with a concussion. Is that correct? Is he not playing tonight? That's
Is
what
it
I heard.
confirmed concussion? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
he's maybe he can grow his mustache back a little better.
No, that's what we're gonna start doing, boys. We're gonna start mixing in real life shit to this program so that we can get away from the dirge. We're gonna have the dirge, but we're going to start talking about other things.
I liked what you said earlier, and I think you glossed over it, but I think it's really important. And you think of it like when you're in your house and there's like a pipe that's burst in your house, that's an immediate problem you need to focus, and all your attention should be on that pipe that's burst in your fucking house. But if the water main down the street is burst and it's just a little bit of a pressure difference in your house, you're not going to base your whole day around that. Why people are putting that much energy and attention and time and effort and into caring, not saying like dunking on it or saying like, just chatting about it, like whatever, it comes up in conversation. It's just the way we are now. But if you're putting that much passion and that much energy and like all that positive energy goes to waste into caring about something, like you say, that you will never change. Your energy will not change it. It doesn't matter how much you scream at a cop. It doesn't matter how many cars you park on a fucking road.
Doesn't matter how many of your kids you abuse on the way to the fucking big house.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many times you yell at somebody in a McDonald's because they will make you wear a mask. It doesn't matter.
You'll lose every time.
You'll lose. You're right, and you're right. I think about all of us, what we're doing.
Losers. Yep.
There's people that are literally right now got home from work, are grabbing a bite to eat and getting in their car to go park it on the bridge in Windsor to block a road. Like, why? What the fuck?
You know what, Ryan? We have a common saying because we have we get to know people on the show based on our communication with them, and there's a handful of people that this comes up on a fairly regular, almost every day. Well, looks like Hammer found his thing to be angry about today. There are some people that just need drama, or they need this kind of thing. They need something to be pissed off at in their lives, and they wake up every day, and until that isn't fulfilled, they're not complete, right?
Just turn it around. Just turn that around though into something more productive, and like
it's not easy to do. I mean, honestly, they've been going a long time with this kind of negative sort of pattern in their lives, and they don't realize the part they're playing.
They're stuck in a loop.
It's because they don't have the same tools that like regular people have for a series of reasons, right? Like, I go back to my time drinking. Excellent period of my life. I did a lot of drinking. Never got better once. I never got better at life once. I never got better at things. I never evolved. These are people that are legitimately fighting for their right to drink without a mask on.
They're stuck.
That's that important to them.
And you know what?
It's that important to them to not be vaccinated. It's that important to them to allow them to the freedom. And this is what happened in the States. There are a certain segment of people that believe that the freedom to kill themselves slowly and be an asshole is their inherent right. And that's fine. The asshole part is the part that 34 million other people take exception to. That's when we go, hang on, time out. We get it. We get that you're a fucking degenerate. We get that you're not smart enough to negotiate life. We get that you don't want to become better at it. But it's now spilling into my lane. And Canada was founded on these lanes of security and liberation. And now that it's coming into our lane and we've all put up with it for long enough, we're starting to push back, and we're all confused as to why this is being allowed to happen.
That's where real change, I think, and productive change.
And that's
is gonna
exciting.
Happen. You know what? The interesting thing, Ryan, about Dean, I bet you there were numerous people in his circle, in his life, that may have even said it to his face.
Yeah,
we're probably like, does he know he's?
Yeah, how many people wrote you off, Dean?
Yeah, like he's drinking too much. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't think about it. I don't know.
We've all had elements of that in our lives.
Right? You're right.
Right? We've all had elements of that in our lives.
Yeah.
My wife sat me down.
Hold it. I had to legitimately. Okay, so here's the process, right? When you go to AA and you decide you want to quit drinking, you want to get better at life. Don't consider myself an alcoholic. Absolutely needed AA. It was a wonderful experience. I had to walk in there and go, I did everything wrong. Help.
Yeah.
Not like there's a spirit of contrition and accountability there. Then change happens, and then you start reading, and you're like, "Oh my God, I don't understand perception and reality, and what I control and don't." And then that's the evidentiary part of living a normal life. Is you're like, "Here's the evidence of me doing a good job. Is that I'm fucking investing in myself." None of these people invest. They get mad, and then they go out and they lose, and when they lose again, they get angrier, and that's what this is. It's a series of people who have lost time and time and time again because they don't want to become better people. So because of that, they have this very childlike attitude, like the video of the dude that was losing his mind.
I don't think it's they don't want to. I don't know if they have the capacity, Dean.
There's a little bit of both.
I think there's a misrepresentation with some of this.
There's religion gets in the way of that. Cognitive ability gets in the way of that. Like I say it all the time, but it's actually science. A lot of these people are just too stupid to get it. And they're vulnerable, and that's seriously, and that's who I got vaccinated for, and they're legitimately being taken advantage for. There's a large portion of that here too.
Yeah. I think they get brought into. They found something that they see eye to eye with, and they're in their tent, right? Mm-hmm. And then they've gathered, right, and they're all together. So it's part of the problem.
Yeah. So what the fuck is Bondzee's problem then?
Well, he's just an idiot.
He's living life better than most.
You know what?
You doing a show tonight?
I love Bondzee. Yep. Bondzee is he's a king. And the reason why he's a king is because he's found something. and he's very, very good at it. And you know what? He has a little bit of chaos in his life, and I know he's working on that. But Bondzee, his personality is such that leads him to the type of interactions that he has.
It opens a lot more doors. You're right.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm trying to work on that side of myself, because I shut myself in, right? And I honestly I envy Bondzee, right?
There's a lot of doors that he opens that I wouldn't want to open, though.
No,
I'm afraid of what it
my
smells
life
like on the
isn't
other
for
side.
everybody, that's for sure.
No, it isn't.
really isn't.
And you disregard some things like your health and whatnot, and you probably didn't take care of some stuff as quickly as you possibly could have, and we bugged you for that.
Listen, a lot can't build you up without shitting all over you.
I know, right? It brings me up here that's just like, fuck you.
Well, I say this all the time to my co-host James P. White. That man has an ability to block out the rest of the world, and I told him he needs to fucking go on TED Talks,
teach people how to do it.
Teach people how to be just disconnected from the reality, like the world as a whole. But once a week, he will bring up something we just talked about on the air. And I'm like, dude, you are in your own fucking planet. I wish I had an ounce of that. Just a fucking ounce of it. I need just a little bit of that, because maybe I'd be able to relax a little bit more, right? And I wouldn't need 6 beer tonight to do that.
I was with you for 7 last night. Anyway.
And I got smarter after every beer, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. It was a brilliant conversation.
Absolutely.
That is my friend Lachlan Cross. He's the morning show host at 95.7 Cruise FM in Edmonton. You can find him on Twitter at Lachlan Cross. Give him a follow. He's a great human being, interested in other human beings and making the world a better place, which it is not right now. But he's got the best morning show in the country. So listen to him if you can online.
That means a lot, Dean. That means a lot. Thank you.
That's true. I love it. Bondzee, he is my friend. He is in Nicaragua. He is going to go milk his taint and go get into his new Airbnb, which is great.
Stay out of the sun while you're doing it.
Bonzarelli, great to see you. Got a show tonight as well?
Show tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tripping with Bondzee on YouTube and the Dean Blundell Network. We've got Stu Stone, Adam Rodness from 5-7 Films out of Canada, Hollywood. They got an amazing movie that's out on all streaming platforms. They're really funny guys, and they got a brand new movie coming out too. They're hilarious dudes, and you guys will love them. We'll see you tonight.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, Stu Stone followed me today and liked a couple of my tweets, and I'm like,
oh, no way.
Yeah, and I went looking through his stuff. He's a funny guy. Interesting.
He's a very funny guy. Very interesting character. He started as a child actor. He dabbled in some wrestling. His dad was big in the industry as well. They're wonderful dudes. Guys don't want to miss tonight. They're really funny.
Awesome.
Thanks, brother. And my friend
having me.
Oh, anytime. Great to see you. I'm glad you're in Nicaragua, and very glad to see you're well. And that is Ryan Lindley, Sheeple Shepherd Podcast. Yeah, you look real good. Sheeple Shepherd Podcast is where you can find him. Subscribe to that. At Ryan Lindley on Twitter as well is where you can find him. Thanks, brother. Great to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Yeah.
And good advice today. Thanks. I took a lot of that to heart.
Well, we could all be better every day, huh?
We can.
Thanks, bud.
See you tomorrow.
And isn't that the deal with life? Like, if you're just sitting there going, I'm fine. I don't need to get better at anything. Yeah, you do. It's the whole idea. You can do it. Everybody can do it. You just got to run away from religion as fast as humanly possible. Get a therapist for a couple of years. Hang around with better people. Super simple. All right. Thanks, all. Appreciate it. Don't forget, you can sign up for a newsletter at DeanBlundell.com. Appreciate it if you would do that. Also, subscribe to our podcast wherever you can. We're on YouTube, Dean Blundell Show, Twitch, Dean Blundell TV on Twitch. And, of course, wherever you get your podcasts and all the audio for the podcast, Apple, Google, Spotify, etc. Thanks to our friends at Easy Auto Financial, making it super easy for you to get in a car. These are wonderful people that want to help you with your business. And that business of theirs is getting you financing for your car no matter what your credit rating looks like. Yes, that's true. They do not charge at all, not a dime, to get your financing either, and you'll find a car that they want to help you find and you want them to find for you. It's all turnkey. Try them today. EasyAutoFinancial.ca. No obligation either. Our friends at Domination, Dominate with Content, Dominate.com, DMNTN.com, AI for people that produce content, streaming, software, podcasts, and more. Try them for free today. Go to DMNTN.com. And, of course, Ed's Fine Imports and his Gitch. His Gitch are my Gitch. They should be your Gitch, too. Put them on your body. You'll love them. Boxer briefs, pouch in the front, and super comfortable. Maybe the best underwear you'll ever wear. Luxury Canadian-made underwear. at an affordable price, and he'll give you a free pair when you order 3 or more. Go to edgefineimports.com and use promo code GITCH and then the number 3. Zoobity-doo. Zippity-da. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you tomorrow on this very program. Max Fawcett, I believe, is going to be joining us tomorrow, which is really cool. Matt from the National Observer in Alberta. He was on with us last week, and we're going to talk about Jason Kenney's no good, terrible, fucking absolutely hilarious day, and we're going to recap some of the parts of this thing, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about this crazy kid human shield stuff that's going on in Ottawa, too. If you haven't seen it, go to deanblundell.com. It's right there. Gross. Some of the grosser shit in the last 2 years needs to be fixed. That's why we talked about it. Anyway, have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye.